I have actually become convinced that the Liberals could literally do anything and get away with it in this day and age, number one. Number two, Pierre has record-breaking rally in Alberta last night. And today we're going to talk about some of the things that you can look forward to when this election is done that I really want to talk about. So welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie A.B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I am doing election coverage every single day. It's only 38 days in this election, so I thought, why not do daily coverage? We're going to be looking at media all over the place, from TikTok to X to Instagram to podcasts to audiobooks, and I will be telling you guys about most or all of the things that I am finding on the internet, good or bad. I'm pretty honest, but I'm pretty biased, but I just think that Canada deserves to be great again, okay? So first, I want to talk about foreign interference. Can we just talk about for a second how inept the Liberal government has left this? Can someone tell me why it would be their job to report on foreign interference, but absolutely do nothing about it? And can we just actually pretend for 2 minutes that they can do something about it? Why are they pretending that they can't? I don't understand, because they say that they have no control over this. And in C11, that is very much not the case. In C11, it says that they have control over platforms through the CRTC. I am very confused why all of a sudden they say that and maybe they don't have access to WeChat, but why would WeChat ever be allowed in Canada? So if you missed it yesterday, which if you're under a rock, you probably didn't miss it. If you watched Mr. Sunshine Baby and Northern Perspective and all the rest, the foreign interference people came out and said that WeChat has been targeting Carney, as in, and then you listen to it more and you realize targeting or pushing forward Carney. Yes, pushing forward Carney. It's all about the wording. The media is so unreliable that when you read this story, when you listen to this story, you would have thought that they were helping Pierre by targeting Carney. But no, that was not the case. They were promoting Carney on this app, the Chinese government was, okay? And you would have thought CSIS was telling us that China was helping Pierre. That's how, and I read it first and I was like, I was very confused. Because of course I was. Because that's what they want. They want us to be very confused. They want you to think that Pierre Poilievre is getting help from China. And the way that they do that is the way that they worded this. I cannot begin to imagine the levels of corruption in this government. If CSIS is coming out telling us that they can't do anything about this, that's BS, because every single time you upload something to TikTok, which I upload these videos to TikTok first and then save them to my computer, upload them into the iMovie and then export it. And as soon as you upload to TikTok, it goes under review, and then it puts a little thing just like it did during COVID, where it says get Canadian federal election information, and you click on it and it takes you to the government websites. So you're telling me that you guys can, get Facebook and TikTok and all of them to be on board with this, but not WeChat? Not WeChat? I'm sorry. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And the corruption, you can't tell me these things aren't bought. You can't, like our judges are supposed to be nonpartisan, and then we found out that they were at Liberal rallies and stuff donating money to the Liberals. And the way that they sat there during that time, and did they not just seem smug about it? Did they not just seem so nonchalant about the fact that China is once again upholding some? And you know what? It doesn't surprise me, because if that's the case and they have people in China who are Chinese and they read the WeChat, like, is that what all these bots are from? I genuinely don't understand. Because they don't even understand, and this is their job to understand. Does not watching that yesterday just frustrate you and give a perfect example of how inept our government has been handled for the last? I'm sorry, but there should have been a plan in place. Because there is. because they went to TikTok and Facebook and all these places and put little links under everything, because that's what they do to fight mis and disinformation. So you guys can fight mis and disinformation on every other platform except for WeChat. And then there's no way that you guys are gonna, you should be standing outside of every major city, like all of the polling stations, making sure that people know that their vote cannot be seen. If you can't get a hold of all of the Chinese people, which I get, why don't you put an easy solution and have translators and have people at the polling stations where they're about to vote to let them know, hey, or put up Chinese signs maybe that say your vote cannot and will not be seen by anybody. It is private. You know, don't let anybody sway your vote. Things like that. Nothing. I will be so glad when I know that federally we are taken care of. Because in order for us to be able to go into our municipalities and provincial legislation and get things going, we need to know that our federal government isn't this inept. I'm sorry. It's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable that that is the response from the government. I refuse to accept it. And the amount of things that they have let everybody else get away with is just insane to me. So let's move on before I have an aneurysm and talk about Pierre Poilievre's incredible rally last night. So big shot Stephen Harper, big time celebrity, aka the leader the last time Canada was in a good place. I don't even agree with all of the things that Harper did. I think he's way too much of a globalist, but that's why I voted for NDP for so long, because I thought both parties were globalist. I think that Pierre Poilievre is the only shot we have at being a real country again. But it's so funny to me because I'm not shocked that Alberta came out. I'm more shocked that Alberta isn't more. I'm not shocked that they're conservative. I was just really surprised. I thought more people would be pro 51st state rather than pro Pierre, if that makes sense. I actually know quite a bit about like campaigns, so I don't usually even watch the whole rally too much, but I always love watching plebs interviews and stuff and seeing how many people are there. I love like watching it anyways, but I am loving the plebs coverage of all of these. I am insanely jealous that he has someone coming to or paying for him to go to all of these. I go to a Northern Ontario one today. It's in Sault Ste. Marie, or is it today or tomorrow? I can't remember. No, it's tomorrow. And it's still 6 hours away from me. I don't have extra money to go to that. I'm not even getting paid by YouTube yet. Yeah. Isn't that insane? YouTube was like, every single person for your audience and potential new audience wants to see a comparison of the platforms. So put that up, and then it gets the least amount of views. Are you kidding me right now? But the left divide, by the way, are trying to paint these big rallies as Trump rallies. You're not escaping the Trump rumors, Rachel Gilmore. This is called support. This is also, look, I don't agree with everything Trump says. I don't have Trump derangement syndrome. But, like, he won the election. He's a winner. What do you mean? I see the Liberals upload another thing that's basically another ad for the Conservatives. They said Poilievre is obsessed with crowd sizes. Who does that remind you of? And then I reposted and said, a winner. A winner. The person that wins because they have the most support, because that's the whole point of an election, or at least it's supposed to be, right? Yeah, those are real life people showing up for Pierre Poilievre, not bots online. No one hiding in the comments. People showing up in real life to support Pierre Poilievre. And you damn well know that they're going to show up in droves just like that to the polls, because we're making it too big to rig, baby. Okay, that's my video for today. Thanks, guys, so much for watching my videos. I genuinely could not be more thankful. I'm like this close to being monetized, and I just know that money will help us literally be able to even just afford groceries again. So you guys seriously don't know how grateful I am, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!